That's better. That's a lot better, actually. Do you smell something?
Everybody in Iowa farted again.
Ah! Figures. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hansen here, and with me is
Chris Welty, as always.
And we are bringing episode 9 of TKO Fanboys, Iowa. And we got a lot of ground to cover today. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. We have a comparison and what we got this month, of what we cooked this past month, this and that.
Unfortunately, it's the KO. And you got that peanut cancer again. But
oh god,
no, he looks pretty good. A little bit wobbly in some spots, but once you get him to stand still, he works out just fine. Good articulation, comes with the same accessories, changes the base. The laser sword, the mace, turned it into a gun and turned it back into Megatron.
Not when I was just holding that for a couple minutes we'll be posting some photos because we now officially have a TKO Fanboys group. So if you guys want to check that out, different things between the official, which this is more of a matted look, and a lot of the I don't know if and then the second one is
I didn't know it could do that.
So it'd be the switch, it'd be in the middle.
Oh, this one is the KO, but it does the exact same thing.
It's a very...
Oh, here we go.
A replica cannon with Frank Welker's Megatron.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not bullshitting you.
Oh, damn, that's awesome. But yeah, this was pretty cool. But as you mentioned, this one does have a bit more of a shine to it. I noticed that especially with the legs, the shins. I got for $67 on eBay. And it works good. If there's anything wrong with KOs, as long as it's a very decent price KO, and if it serves the purpose that you need, and look away from a distance, you would just assume, die, you bitch, die, you're from Iowa. All right.
And then, of course, what I got.
See, I was telling John, this looks exactly like a character either from Batman Begins or from Mortal Kombat. It looks more like Mortal Kombat to me. And this is Ronin?
Yep, Ronin, who is actually...
See, that also sounds like a Mortal Kombat name.
Who is actually Hawkeye in Avengers Endgame, but in the comics...
So we'll post pictures of that with some figures on it on our Facebook page, which is really cool, and it's totally worth it. So I got that diorama. My pre-order for Ectotron went through today, so I should be getting that probably within a week from now. Yeah, about a week from now.
Nice.
So I'll definitely want to do a review video for that, and we can put it on Facebook or
on YouTube. Facebook. That if you want, you can even do a review of Megatron for.
Well, I don't think we need to do a review.
There's
plenty because
Megatron.
Yeah, but I could definitely put Ectotron right next to the Megatron to see how it looks and see the height comparison.
It's funny, right? You know that one episode of Prime Problem? We have a Megatron problem now.
Ah. Wasn't that a title of one of our episodes? The Prime Problem?
Yeah, the Prime Problem.
A Megatron Problem. That's what this should have been.
It should have been, but
we'll have to do that some other time.
Job authority, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so a lot's been going on for most of us, haven't you? I know you've been doing a lot of mandatory overtime.
I have no choice but to do mandatory overtime. I've done it for 2 weeks now, and this will be my third Sunday in a row doing that. But I get more money, so it's like, well, I might as well put that money, so I'll split it in half. Half of it goes in my savings, and the other half I'll upgrade my display. I got new lights for my shelves. I'll take photos of that and post it on Facebook, on the Facebook page for TKO Fanboys, so everyone can see that. I'm still in the process again, so it's like, wow. Collection. His display and his collection is badass, so we're kind of looking up to him in terms of displaying things. It's just having those dioramas that he has and those lights. It really makes it stand out. And
right,
he is also he makes signs. He's also a graphic designer. He has that creative edge.
Speaking of designs, Chris, you've been working pretty closely on my crossover project, Transformers Crisis on 616. If you guys saw that, there's part 2 will be coming out as soon as it can. But with you being, would you ever want to? I know you were a graphic designer at the beginning. Did you ever want to like get into more of a prop building standpoint, even just for stop motions for me or something a little larger, or a collab project between us?
I thought we were already doing that with your special you were making.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, and then of course with the Crisis on 616. But would you and I ever want to like say we grabbed a bunch of random cheap knockoff Nerf guns and just put them together, and make some random ass gun or something like that, or
yeah, depending on
or like a collab project of like your spaceships you designed, your Mars rover, any of the paintings in the Humvee, and then of course with the transdimensional space bridge and the cryo tube in 616.
Yeah, it just kind of right now is not a good time because of that mandatory overtime, and it's just trying to find time here at home, to work on all that stuff.
Right.
But I'm sure as soon as there's no more mandatory overtime, it'd be like, okay, now I got time at home to do that stuff.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I'd definitely be interested. It's needing enough time to do that.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Especially if I have to go in on Sundays for at least 8 hours. Mm-hmm. Make dinner or laundry or excuse me. So that's what we got this week.
Some opening friends, but went camping for a bit. It was all right,
Yeah, I had to work during the day. July 4th wasn't that bad because I got a really good paycheck. Good, fucking mosquitoes.
Their youngest son, we actually just went out there and just watched fireworks. We had to stand and just was us for them.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hurry up because I'm getting bit up.
I heard from rumors around people I know that Broadhead's fireworks were terrible this year. They usually put on a good fireworks display, but this year was terrible for Broadhead. Like Silver fireworks display wasn't too bad. So.
No, the one here in Monroe was pretty good, but it seemed kind of short. I remember the one from last year and the year before being kind of longer than that.
Right.
This one was like, I don't know, like 15 minutes long, but I always remember it being a lot longer than that, it seems. But no, 4th of July was pretty good. So we talked about those two things. Now, what did you cook? What did you cook
this month I cooked. I actually made a little meal for myself. I actually didn't do a lot of grilling or anything like that, but I took some cheap chicken ramen and stuff like that, and then I made an egg. Well, I put some sriracha on the egg, just kind of flipped it and stuff like that. So I made spicy ramen, sprinkled with a little bit of grain wine. It was pretty good, actually. It was actually not that bad. It was spicy, but it was something quick and easy. And this morning, I actually just made eggs.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hungry after the gym.
I think, what did I make last week? I just made just some simple hamburger helper, nacho cheese flavor with some mixed vegetables, some potatoes on the side, and fruit cocktail for dessert. That was pretty much it. It was just kind of a simple, basic meal. But I love hamburger helper. That shit's the bomb. Hamburger helper's pretty good. But that's what I made this week in terms of or cooked this week. But I'm working on your special, my film that's still top secret.
Well, it's actually, since part 1's already been released out there and stuff like that, it's kind of already out in the open.
Okay.
It's already, I just came up with the title, which is Transformers Crisis on 616, so it has that Transformers element, it also has that Marvel element, so it's kind of like that collab of two things into one. Nice. And then I'm shooting the next scene, and I want to need your assistance with that one for a certain character. I think we actually talked about later on in the film.
Well, projects with me are kind of.
Also, I got your cut's actually going okay, but I'm trying to work on his shit. Just like
Well, just do one thing at a time. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I know. That is
Just do
very
one
true.
thing at a time. Well, my projects have kind of changed because of the overtime, mandatory overtime.
But clearly, I think one of your
Changed gears. I put LED puck lights that come with the remote, so you can change the color remotely. I put them up in my display or my change, getting some more figures for the display. So doing the overtime and getting extra money will help with that for sure.
oh yeah,
And then trying to think what else. So I'm focusing on that instead of sell those and just move on to something else because I don't know how long this overtime is going to be.
I know what you mean, man. Because not only working on your customs and my first, like, what am I supposed to do with these?
Because I guess what I should have done was, okay, I'm just gonna put them up for sale and see if anyone wants them.
Yeah, I'm probably. I
And
might just
I
kind
should
of
have
do
done
the same
that.
thing for those two Gundams. I would try and sell two rotors offline, and they're not being sold because those are brand new.
But I mean, if there's something that you need made up, I can do that.
Yeah,
well, I can, but 1/12 scale action figure gurney. No, there's no way in hell.
It better be made out of metal. It's 80.
This year is the 35th anniversary of Ghostbusters and Transformers. I watched the Ghostbuster movies and 10 episodes, or the first 10 episodes of the Ghostbuster, of what is technically called the Real Ghostbusters, which was basically the Ghostbusters animated show based on the movies.
Right, yeah.
And there was a show called Ghostbusters, which it's almost like it has nothing to do with the movies. It's its own separate thing. It's like some kind of a Scooby-Doo knockoff type of deal and looks really dumb. And so the studio that was making the Real Ghostbusters saw that, and they were like, well, this is the legitimate thing and not a KO. I watched it from Dan Aykroyd himself about a third Ghostbusters movie. Bill Murray's coming back, Dan Aykroyd's coming back, Sigourney Weaver's coming back, and Potts is most likely coming back. They're still talking to Ernie Hudson, and they're still trying to work out a deal with him. Explain.
And one of those characters are the very small and microscopic one in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, yes. Paul Rudd, who plays Ant-Man in the Marvel movies, is used for the movie. You can find it on YouTube. And it's him announcing that his agent called and told him he got the part. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him in that. Because
I just wonder how they're going to do it because kind of like at Paul Rudd, he definitely has a Bill Murray type of vibe.
A 40-year-old virgin, the fact that he plays Ant-Man and now plays a Ghostbuster is really fucking cool.
And having come up with some Transformer special from Hasbro, like.
Well, they did with Eclotron and the San Diego Comic-Con Masterpiece Optimus Prime.
Well, this is another thing we want to talk about. Is the Ghostbusters.
Okay, so
just read it flat out.
Just read the part that I was telling you that's bullshit. Azarian from the first film comes back to Cybertron and wreaks havoc. And of course, one of them, to fulfill whatever prophecy.
You guess who that was?
Starscream, who imagines himself as a giant Starscream with a cape, crown, and matrix of leadership around his neck, like you would expect to see in the original 1986 film. He imagines himself as the Destructor. So Cybertron gets destroyed, and that happens. But the actually pretty decent, and it's kind of cool.
Right, yeah.
But everything before that moment is just total bullshit. I'm like, wow. And then he goes off to New York to help the Ghostbusters out.
Right.
Like, that would have been a cool crossover and a show. But I mean, the illustrations are really good. It's like a Cybertronian form.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that as a third-party figure.
Or custom. Dogs. Yeah, custom. That'd be.
Yeah.
Have these as customs with a
like
special diorama.
Doing that custom, it'd probably
kind of
like if you're going with the Wei Zhang or something, KO or C, and just get rid of the backpack and just have the entire body and just and then of course the head just pretty much use a Dremel shave the entire Leia
scratch, and then put this with like a special diorama. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, that would be a cool custom, but see it, the part here where he meets up with the Ghostbusters, that's pretty cool.
Like the artwork looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool cover too though. But that's what I wanted. But if it gets better or decent, okay.
Like yeah, if it gets better than
but
great.
The first half is like fuck that.
Yeah.
I'll rewrite that shit if I have to, but I'm not gonna make a ridiculous petition and say
70,000
because you know what.
signers so we can have the comic book
I tell you what there, Bo Shad, it's nothing but that damn liberal agenda and shit.
Story on liberals. Don't try to take this to political points. So,
Dan Aykroyd and the original director, Ivan Reitman, along with his son, Jason Reitman, are also talking about it might either be on Amazon or Netflix.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Ghostbusters series?
Yeah, it's in my notes.
Yeah.
They're either thinking about having it as like a TV show or a mini series where it kind of shows how the original Ghostbusters high school show. That would be really cool, and you get to see their backgrounds, their families, their upbringing, and their interactions with each other at a young age. And they said it would have to take place in the mid or late 60s while they're in high school, or somewhere around then. I think that'd be really cool. I think it would have worked either way. Just have it either as a TV show or a miniseries, and make it somewhat like Stranger Things, but just Ghostbusters. It would be. It's supposed to be a prequel series before Ghostbusters. And if they do decide to go through with this, I would love to see who gets to play the young versions of Bateman, Stan, and everyone else.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they're trying to figure that out with everybody at Sony. But that's pretty much everything about Ghostbusters.
Complete reboot / alternate reality Ghostbusters.
The one with all females.
Yeah, it's like some of the characters are funny, but for the direction they took that movie was just in the wrong direction. Honestly, like they could have made it a lot better if they would have somehow tied it with the original Ghostbusters.
Well, had Bill Murray play that one
Yeah.
guy. I thought that was really dumb. Like, really? You know why I think he did that though? Because he got, after the Ghostbusters 2, he got butthurt. He didn't think the movie did very well, and he got very much cared for.
Mm-hmm.
He got butthurt for years about that, and I think that's why he did that cameo appearance in that version of Ghostbusters as a way of saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed about this shit.
Also, I heard that they wanted for that, and he was going to come back as a ghost in some earlier drafts. In the earlier drafts of the script, that Dan freaking hilarious. He actually went through with it.
The story was Dan Aykroyd wrote it. He said it was going to be where the Ghostbusters end up in hell and they have to figure a way to get back. And one of the all the police officers were going to be like half man, half.
The best thing about a lot of the early 80s movies and stuff like that is that they use nothing but practical effects.
Yeah.
So a lot of
this would be no different.
A lot of practical effects were made by Stan Winston and his team way back then, and even before when Stan passed, the effects are still being worked on to this day. Like even though it's changed to Legacy Studios, but he's still like that memory of him still lives on with all these people that learned from him and actually knew him. And then the couple of guys you talked about, with the guy who worked on RoboCop, what's his name?
Rob Bottin.
Yeah, him, and then.
Yeah, Rob Bottin worked on RoboCop and John Carpenter's The Thing, but Stan Winston helped Rob with the mechanical stuff to make the creatures move. But it was actually Richard Edlund who helped found Industrial Light and Magic with George Lucas for Star Wars. Richard Edlund went off to do Boss Films, and Ghostbusters was one of their first films that they did, because they did Ghostbusters at Boss Films, and from there, I think to like the early 2000s, those were the years they worked on film, and that was pretty much it. And so yeah, it was actually Richard Edlund who did that, and they had all these artists and sculptors make all these ghosts and shit. And but then Ghostbusters 2, it was done by part of it was done with Boss Films, but they needed to hire another studio with more artists to help out on the side with other stuff that was going on.
Right, yeah.
Because some of the people that worked for Boss Films had went off to that. Is basically out there, it doesn't matter if you do the makeup, the special whatever kinds of effects, or model and miniature effects. Everybody knows each other, and it's like their own, I don't know, it's like it was a time where it's like they knew everybody and knew each other even before Facebook came out. So,
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, and I think when they do Ghostbusters 3, that's going to have to be the way to do it.
CGI effects in the Ghostbusters
movies, because the guy that did, his name is Steve Johnson. He's a special effects legend. He did the original sculpts, molds, and designs for Slimer.
Right.
And he worked on it. He worked his ass off on that because he was trying to get a full-time job for Richard Edlund at Boss Films, and worked day and night, worked his ass off. But he also, just so you know, he also did that skeleton taxi driver. He also did that.
Oh yeah.
He did that first. Richard was that taxi driver ghost. Then he worked on Slimer, but at the time it was called Onion Head because he was based off of John Belushi from Animal House. Slimer, because he was big, he was green, and he looked like he was being out of slime or snot or whatever. And apparently, one night, Richard Edlund, and he's just walking around, and he sees Slimer and Steve Johnson's working on it. He goes, "Richard, are you okay?" And I was, "Hey, Steve, how you doing?" "Oh, I was on Onion Head here." "Oh, that's great." Big swig, and he walks off. Oh. I think he was celebrating his, it's Onion Head. Like, imagine just working your job and you see your boss come in and like, what the fuck? So I worked on Slimer, and it was one of those things where it was a guy with, it was a tongue, foam rubber, that was moving this thing. But I think you should still do it that way with Ghostbusters 3, and you can still go back and enhance it with a computer, and it'll still look good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing now with some films, is it's a combination of practical and visual effects on a computer. And that's okay.
One of the things in the MCU movies, Vision, for example, of course, Paul Bentley is in the full costume, all painted in and of course, then there's Thanos, and like later on with technology developing faster and faster as much as it is. So it's just like you have this upper torso and everything else. This trackers all placed all over the actor or actress's body, where everything's all digitally enhanced.
You know what I think it's going to be? I think it's going to be where they'll clean your whole face up, and then they'll just monitor everything.
Like I was watching,
and that way you won't have to wear the headgear. It'll just
one of the fight sequences with Thanos in Endgame. So they have the whoever, I don't think it was Josh Brolin doing all the fighting moves and stuff. Maybe the stuntman. But like off to the side, you see like this screen, and of course the stuntman is wearing a full get-up with trackers and stuff.
Right.
And then they're watching them, like you see this CGI version of Thanos on the screen, fighting the other actor and stuff like that. And then But then in real life, you have the guy in the motion capture suit. Like technology in the movies is evolving faster every day. Like Endgame, for example, a lot of CGI has been in those movies. Motion capture, the motion capture technology has increased exponentially just with the MCU alone.
We're at a point now where you can literally make any kind of movie with any kind of special effects.
Mm-hmm.
Because 30 years ago it would have been quite a challenge, but now it's like we can work
Not
our
only
way
that, you
around
can
this.
literally bring people back from the dead nowadays too in a movie.
Yeah, which I know some people were questioning, in terms of ethics, like, should we really do this? Because if we do that, would we have to pay the family estate a certain amount of money, or pay the relatives of this person the money?
I kind of see,
Like the legal questions, I guess,
yeah,
and
if
ethics.
you're literally bringing back one of their dead relatives back from the dead who was an actor, like in Rogue One Star Wars story, they brought up that one guy who played General Tarkin and stuff. It's like,
well, that was CGI, but that was like done by an actor who could do a really good impression of that original actor, and it worked perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But then I know there were, for a little while, there were these commercials for Orville Redenbacher, and they actually took pictures of that dude's face, put it in a 3D like a 3D sculpture, colored it, and put it on the actor's face and head, and it looked like, oh, it's Orville Redenbacher back from the dead. And they did the exact same thing with Tupac at a concert. They had all these photos of him, put it in a computer, and they did like a pretty accurate CGI picture of him, and they put it on projectors, and so it looked like he was on stage.
That's insane.
And I just remember seeing all that in an article that was, questioning about that kind of thing. Like, do you pay the family's estate, or, but those are all questions to be answered some other time.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, going back to what we started with, I think this would be the route for Ghostbusters.
It better be.
And you know what?
It was a flop.
Well, Ghostbusters, but I think now it'll be Ghostbusters 1, 2, and 3, and then the video game would be like something in between. So I guess that's one way of looking at it, like Ghostbusters.
It depends on what timeline this takes place in, too.
See, I think the real Ghostbusters takes place in a different continuity, but the movies and the video game are all in the same continuity. They're separate continuity, but okay. So this year, right now, or later this month, San Diego Comic-Con in San Diego, California, is going to take place. And then October is the Wizard World Comic-Con in Madison, Wisconsin.
And there's another Comic-Con. There's a Comic-Con tomorrow that I'm going to.
There's one you're going tomorrow?
I think it's not just like Wizard World. I think it's just like a comic book thing.
Oh,
I'll let you know about it.
Yeah, let me know what that's like.
Yeah.
I'm curious now. But we're here to talk about pros and cons, which I would say there's probably more pros than cons.
Definitely more pros, definitely. Except probably the only con is
what?
We're talking about Comic-Con, but I said the con.
No. Oh, I just got that.
Okay, well, I think the only con is that San Diego is in California, and you always need more money.
That is. See, that's one of the problems with the San Diego Comic-Con, or any Comic-Con. You go there, and it's like you still don't have enough spending money.
Mm-hmm.
What I think they need to do is, you need to have like a shopping catalog that shows you, okay, here's all the vendors and merchants that are going to be there. Here's what they're going to have for sale. Here's where you can find them. And here's what they're selling. And then you can like, oh, okay, I want this, I want that, and I might want that, I don't know. And so that way you can kind of prepare financially ahead of time for that. I think that's what they should do.
Yeah.
Because one of the things they're going to have for sale this year, I didn't know, was that Ghostbusters MP Optimus. And they said it's going to be like $200 because it's in limited supply. like $200. You can only get it at San Diego Comic-Con or TFCon Toronto. Like, kiss my ass. Like, that's bullshit. I'm like, you know what? I would be better off with just having an MP Optimus repainted, customized. I'm not going to have you do that, trust me. You'd just be better off having one customized because it's basically just a basic repaint. That's all it is.
Sure.
But one of the cool things about that is the box it comes in
And the proton pack
is a proton pack you can actually wear. But see, that's one of the things about San Diego Comic Con.
I think the Optimus Prime comes with a proton pack too.
Yeah, is they sell those exclusive box sets just for collectors.
Even when I was down at TFCon, the exclusive figures were kind of pricey, but there were people that afforded them and stuff like that. So it's like, well, good for you. You were able to afford it, and I'm just like spending money over here, over yonder, and stuff. It's like.
But you can still plan ahead with a budget.
It's like, I don't know what Wizard will come up this year in October. I wonder who's all going to be there because
I looked last night and I didn't see anything. They didn't have any information.
I really want, since Stanley's gone. I wish I could have got that Shield sign. I really do.
Great.
Awesome. But if they have like at least some sort of MCU like actor or actress to be there. I don't know if even Scarlett Johansson or Elizabeth Olsen or.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That's one of the problems with any Comic-Con. The other problem is a lot of people, especially
definitely.
Especially the San Diego one. A lot of people.
Yeah.
I heard last year it was jam-packed.
Yeah.
It was jam-packed, and it was a hard time trying to get through everybody. And
then sometimes the con is just kind of, like
just nah.
It's also you go with too. Like when we went, that was a good time. It was fun.
Is it better to go by yourself or to go with somebody? I think it's better to go with somebody who has similar interests to you.
Yeah, even when I went that one year with my uncle, I just kind of.
Well, I didn't go last year because one, my girlfriend hurt her knee. Two, they had it on December 1st, which was a Saturday or Friday. It was one of the two. And the weather was kind of crappy. It was cold and rainy, and it was just, nah. And I just figured, well, I want to go to the Comic-Con. I drag my girlfriend with me because if walking around is gonna make her knee worse. I don't want to do that.
I got it for free, dude. You could have came with me. You know that, right?
Yeah, but
you could have just been like, no, dude, I need to get out of the house for a while. I'm like Quinn's sleep. Let's go this time.
Yeah, but I would have felt bad if I had gone without her because she always goes to the Comic-Con because she likes it too, and it just wouldn't feel the same without her, I guess. Mm-hmm. Weather too, like maybe it's just not a good time to go. Because last year, Mark told me, my buddy Mark Kaiser, shout out to him, he told me that it was, the Comic-Con was okay, but he said as much. He said the only one who played Lieutenant Uhura in a wheelchair. She had a helper with her. She was on a bunch of medication. And he noticed that it looked like she was having a hard time trying to remember off and on, too. So, yeah, that's not a good sign. I thought, well, no, she's in this condition. She probably shouldn't be here at all right now.
Right.
Not to badmouth her or anything like that. Just I think with her condition, she should be home.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It would be better, especially if and it's kind of like fishing. Some years are decent, or some years are just it could have been better. And some years are like, oh my God, this was a great Comic-Con. Told you to.
I know I need to upgrade.
Well, you bug the shit out of me for certain things. I'm gonna bug the shit out of you.
Fine.
This. Okay. God. So, yeah, I mean, but either way, just I guess try to make the best of it. But if it's jam packed in Comic-Con, like turn around, fuck this. You could pick a day where it's the least busiest to go then.
Definitely.
But so another subject. What do you think? I'm going to start with you. What do you think is the best and worst movie car that there is from any movie or TV show?
I think the best movie car would have to be the Back to the Future DeLorean.
That is a good point because it can go on a railroad. It flew, time travels. You can use it as a regular car with regular gasoline.
It was cool. It really was.
Let alone fucking flying.
I think the word we're lagging again.
Hit him.
The Batmobile.
Which one?
The one in one of the Batman movies, like the
The Tim Burton one?
not the, okay, the first maybe not Tim Burton, maybe the ones after that. That's how.
Oh, the Joel Schumacher one.
Yeah, those look kind of.
I mean, they kind of have a cool looking design, and they look the 1989 Batman. Because I thought, okay, the one from Batman Begins, that one,
The Tumbler.
the
That was
Tumbler,
actually kind of cool. Like
it does have a military look to
like
it.
Batmobile.
I was just thinking of that. I'm
It's
like, yeah,
actually a really cool looking car.
there was at the Barrett Jackson Auto
Museum.
No, the Barrett Jackson auction. Somebody, an anonymous buyer, bought one of the original ones signed by Adam West and Burt Ward. And it had all the. Could you imagine your wife gets over, you're like, honey, you'll never believe what I bought today. Well, what did you buy now? Look in the driveway. Oh my God, honey, what did you? Oh, how much did this cost? What about our grandchildren for college? I told you this. Damn it! Ah, and she gets up. Oh, great! Now I'm sleeping on the couch. It would be something like that. Like, God, how much money did you spend? Me? Well, quit using my damn credit card. You ever overdrawn a bank account, bitch?
Right.
It'd be like that. But no, I think that is a classic movie and TV show car.
It's
just a really cool car.
Even of how campy and cheesy it was, you gotta admit the bat phone was actually kind of cool in that car. It literally looked like a bat. The bat radar.
You gotta do the merchandising thing. Why not? You said the DeLorean. I was gonna say that, but besides the DeLorean, I think the best one out of all of them has to be the van, the dog van from Dumb and Dumber.
That's a cool car. That's a cool car. It's a really cool car.
It's a Ford Econoline, and they just modify the body so they can put. No, I was. Man, that is a cool van though. But it's gotta be Dumb and Dumber.
And then of course you got Kit from Knight Rider too, which that would have been a good mention too. That's an honorable mention.
Yeah,
Kit from Knight Rider. There we go.
But someone would expect you to say it, but no, it's the van from Dumb and Dumber. The worst one, I think. Oh, the worst one. I think the worst one would have to be that shitty T model car from the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh, God. It's like, well, no, it doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute, if you're the Beverly Hillbillies and now you got millions of dollars,
you have this
why wouldn't you just
truck?
Why the fuck wouldn't you just buy a new car?
Even the one in the movie movie was stupid. Like, oh,
I keep forgetting there was a movie.
Let's make it into a monster truck now. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, they made
Are
it
you
monster.
serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. They freaking and put it out a monster truck.
That's such a fucking redneck thing to do.
What the hell?
You pull the Dustin. Made it real big! Oh, God. Oh, I should do that in Photoshop. Take that monster truck, put DA hillbillies was stupid. Because, okay, you got this nice house in this nice suburban neighborhood. Why the fuck didn't you just upgrade your car? Millions of dollars, you can easily buy every single member of your family a brand new car.
Exactly.
You'd have nothing to worry about.
And the car would actually
no
work,
sense.
you know,
Yeah,
stop yourself or a brick. It's like, you know,
anywhere between like a $500 all the way up to like maybe $1,200 bucks.
You come to think of it, back in those times, $1 million, that was a lot of money. Nowadays, it's like
$1 million.
Oh, okay, that's $1 million.
You're better off just being a billionaire or close to a billionaire or a multi-millionaire. I think would be close to a billionaire, maybe. I don't know. But that right. I have the thing is the worst for the hillbillies. Maybe we should go on Photoshop, take the faces of everybody from TKO Hillbillies. TKO Hillbillies. Oh, Lila. Who are these savages? Do that after the show. You know who'd be great? JC? Okay, you gotta tell me which person has to do which character. Okay, well. Oh, God, it'd be so perfect. And then we can just be in the back and we're like, what the fuck are these people? Exactly. All right, so what else we got, man? Oh, God, that's just a great idea. Anytime I get this is a good show so far, man. This is great. Anytime I get an idea for. I mentioned before that I bought some dioramas past couple of months. I got the one behind me this week. Don't know the guy's name, but he has a Facebook page and a website called or you can message him on Facebook and you can have one of the dioramas he's already made up and you can request certain changes to be made to it and then he'll send it to you, which is what I did. I just asked him if he could put something on the door, an Autobot symbol on the door for me, and that was pretty much it. And he's a really cool dude. I've talked to him. He's the one that made all the other dioramas I got. I think I tried talking to him. I asked him about if he can make like a Hall of Armor Iron Man thing for him. Usually between $40 to $80. I've talked to seem to charge an arm and a leg. And if you're doing that to try to make a living or something, or as another part-time job, okay. But if you're doing this as something on the side from your full-time job, cool. But I think this dude's prices are fair. We'll put a link to his website and Facebook page down below, and we'll also have it up on the Facebook page for TKO Fanboys. But no, I think he would be helpful with you making not just dioramas, but also like set pieces where you can take photos and do stop motion with them too, because it also works as a set. And I asked him if he recently got just taking some photos with Ronan here. And the Masterpiece Megatrons. Both Masterpiece Megatrons with a KO piece, and then the Masterpiece is just. Oh, that's a good one. KO piece. KO piece. Which one did you get? The Masterpiece or vocabulary? I got the Ultimate Masterpiece, and I got a couple of KO pieces. Someone posted in the group chat. It was, I think it was from, it might have been from Tyler Fulcher or someone else. It was a picture of a raccoon in a dumpster, and the caption said, "Don't touch my KO." Harsh, but true. But at the same time, that's funny.
That's true, yeah. But yeah,
so our custom spotlight. Well, I want to do that one last.
Actually, I have custom spotlight.
Can we do that one last?
Sure.
Yeah.
One last, yeah, of course.
So coming up, Mastermind Creations IDW Guzzle and Braun figures. I'm gonna get those at Derek-Con next year because of all this other shit I want to get paid up for and paid off and whatnot. So Mastermind Creations, of course, they're under different names because it's third party, but they're basic stories ever written. And then Braun, I think his IDW form at one point has been featured in the comic books for sure. I just can't remember which issue, but they look great. They're chug size, yeah, and then they look great. You can get them on TF. What is it? TF.com, right? You can wait till you go to either TFCon or DairyCon. Get them at somewhat of the same price or cheaper. So we got those are coming up. I'm gonna get mine. Greenlight figure you can get for $23. Point the Fembot Lancer.
Are they making a new Lita, or are you just gonna get the one that was?
I just want all the Fembots.
Opposition made her turn into a car or something instead of a jet.
Because too. So I might as well do that.
Nice.
I might get them later this year or just wait till DairyCon.
Nice.
See how things play out. But so yeah, those are coming up. I did see some people, especially bedbugs, ordered the Target exclusive. What was it? Red Wing Seeker. It was a Target exclusive.
I have no idea. That's first time I heard
see
about
that. Oh.
I didn't.
It's basically just a repaint of Seed enough for me to want it.
Right.
But they laughing man. It's basically just a Shockwave repaint from Siege of Cybertron.
Right.
And of course the new Lancer figure, which is different head sculpt, basic repaint of Moonracer. So yeah, I'll definitely want to get those.
Nice.
And I did see a picture for Siege of Cybertron Impactor. I'm not a big fan of it. It turns into a tank. It doesn't look anything.
You should get the LMC Creations Spartan Impactor.
Yeah. But I already got a custom made one from. I already got him made up. So this is kind of my. Gotta use Dusty. This is my custom IDW-ish / but God damn, Dusty, I gotta clean guys off again. But yeah, that's him. This is the closest thing to an IDW
style.
Sort of like I thought about having either him or you make one of those again, but with red and yellow, and give it to a buddy of mine because I have a friend who's a big Packers fan, so they always give each other shit whenever those two teams play.
Nice.
Like seriously, the last time I was at Mike's place when I saw his man cave, like he's got from the Vikings, a couple of Vikings guys. I'm like, I'm not into football, but I gotta say this stadium is pretty butchin' looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big Vikings fan. Like he's a big Vikings fan. So I thought that'd be cool, give him a custom made.
Nice.
But oh shit, what else were we gonna talk about?
I actually didn't even pick a third party to talk about, so you kind of took over that one. So I didn't have shit for a third party.
Oh, we were gonna do a team America.
Fuck yeah! But since we were since it's, we had the 4th of July and stuff like that, everyone was sharing patriotic things. Like it was like that's fuck. I was like, I had my Captain America figures, all the patriotic as fuck too. Like, dude, and then you sharing all this like the Patriot stuff.
Oh, dude, I went
my
fucking wild.
Hardcore, dude.
I went wild on that shit.
I started listening to the Team America Roll Police soundtrack and stuff. Oh yeah,
America, just that easy.
Yeah.
The underrated extended version of that movie, or Gary and the one chick, they're having sex of that film. The scene where Gary and the other chick's name I can't remember when they're at the base in her room getting it on.
Yeah.
The unrated version while they're having sex. It's hilarious. Because that movie was made by the same guys that did South Park.
Yeah.
And that movie is hilarious. Like if you carefully watch any scene that's in Paris, it's hilarious to go around. It's like Easter eggs all over. I love how the federal, what was it? The federal actors.
What about Alec Baldwin? What the fuck?
So mean. But, oh god damn it, Terrorish. How am I supposed to take over the world?
Oh no! What's his name? Donald Briggs? Or actually, where is she? And then the cats are eating these puppets.
Oh, now I remember it.
Oh my god. The bomb scene.
Oh
my god.
Dude. Oh my god.
3 times the people's road. 6, the ass, the pussy, and the asshole.
Corporations get all corporation. Nah, Jane. Like
10,
that's a great movie.
8 nerds out of 10. You know, like it's such a good film.
But that movie was when they were still they had like
that was like the only puppet movie that was done like the way it was. There has never been another puppet movie like that.
It's like it's one of those rare opportunities that are like if you specialize in making puppets or performing puppet shows, you get an offer to do something like that on a movie. How the fuck could you not take that opportunity and get a big paycheck? I have nothing but good things to say because it was It was that fun to make. That movie, the guys that made it were featured on um, it was either Dateline or 2020. It was one of those nighttime shows. Gonna make someone else laugh, you know.
The movie's a classic.
You know, it is. It's hilarious. It's
the jokes, the incomparable humor. Like
from that movie, it would have to be that limo. I have that limo in a display case in my room.
I think for me it'd be that Hummer. The
Hummer's cool. Including I would want the limo where it's like an Osprey, but it's got jet engines on the ends. I would want one of those too. And the fact that they come.
What's that one guy's name? What's his name? No, I mean that one guy. What's his name? Suicide Bombing.
Michael Moore did his documentary called Bowling for Columbine, where he's talking about Columbine and a bunch of other shit. He interviewed those guys because those guys originally came from the suburbs of Denver, because that's where the shooting took place. You guys didn't go crazy, and they